Don't you think that would drive people away from family? Like if they constantly see this other person having no responsibility, but everything falls on you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the person who has no responsibility came before you. Don't you think that would drive a person away? Like, man, you know what? Y'all just using me.
It can.
Would that person be the bad guy?
Hey, yo. Supremely full of it. Ha ha!
On Gang and them.
On who?
Gang and them.
Oh, I don't know them.
You part of Gang and them.
Oh,
What you talking
okay.
about? That's why I put it on you, because Gang, pause.
See?
Gang and them.
Hey, look, I'm glad you fixed it.
Yeah.
Fix it fast.
Wow. Supremely Full of It podcast.
Back with another
one. Suspect episode.
No.
On Gang and them.
Whatever you say. Anyway, I'm 9.
They call me Dyer.
Yeah.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good.
See, you got the J Zone.
I'm good. Man, you know what, bro?
Made sure they were seen.
I did. I got a bunch of shoes, bro. I just don't wear them.
I feel because you don't go nowhere.
I don't go nowhere, bro.
Right. It shows.
Yeah, I know, because I ain't took my hat off in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't taking mine off because I ain't shaved. So, you know.
I say the same thing.
Nah, see.
And what you say?
You take yours up.
Nah. You insecure much?
I ain't got no problem.
Snap.
I ain't got no problem.
Put it on.
You know what I'm saying?
Put it back on.
Do you know why I took it off?
Why?
Because the camera's up. So you can't see.
Oh, yeah. You can't see mine either.
Do it.
Woo!
Do it.
Woo!
That was enough.
Hey, bro, you see them C cups with JC nothing at the top.
That was close.
Man, C cup.
Oh,
You
boy,
see nothing
if a
at the
strong
top.
wind just came.
Hey,
If Jesus just...
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When I step out the car and it blow, it's quick. It's like, oh, snap. You know what
you
I'm
look
saying?
around like, anybody see me?
Yeah,
Anybody see me?
it's real quick, man.
Oh, man.
Real quick.
Okay. All right, man. You know what?
You know when I'm out to eat, right?
What?
You know, and I pray for my food and I take my hat off, bro.
You take your hat off?
I do it like this.
Sad.
You know what I'm saying? And I slide it right
Sad.
back.
So that's not really a full prayer then.
What you mean? It's not on?
Nah. It's still on your person though.
I'm holding it.
No, you're not holding it.
What you mean?
It's still technically on you.
No, I have it off my head.
That's not a full prayer, but you've been half praying, bro.
How's that hat? I take it off my head.
You've been half praying.
Bro, from the forehead back, it's off.
When my uncle used to come over and eat dinner,
Yeah.
he used to take his hat all the way off.
Right.
And put it on his knee.
And sit it down on his knee?
Yes.
But it's still on his person.
But it's not on...
His knee is wearing the hat. I ain't wearing it. I'm holding the brim in the air like this.
You know why you can say this? Because you doing the same thing.
What, that he did?
Yeah.
So the his was had prayers too, is what you saying?
Sure.
Oh.
To prove my point, yes.
All right.
Sorry, Uncle Roy. But yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do take it off though. I just hold it up and so people from the front can't see. And the people in the back, if they see it, I ain't got to see what they looking at.
Well, if they see it from the back, pause, that means that they not involved in your prayer because they not supposed to be looking anyway. Yeah.
So you saying you can't pray with your eyes open?
Yeah. You can pray either way.
Right.
But if they more focused on the back of your head and how it's shaped funny.
It's not shaped funny. It's just
Well,
naked.
take the hat off then, bro.
It's naked, bro.
Take the hat off then.
I showed the C cup, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see that.
The C cup. Look at the C cup.
All right.
C cup.
This episode is not about hair.
It's not.
And foreheads, because Nam got a lot of it.
I do. You do too. You took yours off.
Yeah, I ain't ashamed of my joint though.
Well, that's because you couldn't see your new growth.
We can't see yours.
You couldn't see your new growth.
We can't see.
The problem is I got waves on the side. You know what I'm saying?
You got the Grady look.
Bruh, I got hair, boy.
All right, bro.
I got to cut that off. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna shave what in 5 months?
Nah, I'm actually cut it tomorrow. I'm gonna cut it tomorrow for Sunday.
Must be something coming up or something.
Nah, it's just I've been rocking the George Jefferson at church for a little while.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
Grady.
cut it off.
Okay.
All
right, man. I got a question for you, bro.
You always do.
if I'm gonna get personal, because I told you I'm a freestyle this joint.
Here we go. Here we go.
Name, if you could name one thing that's whack about your family, what would it be?
About my family?
Yeah. And not your wife and kids, but your
Extended.
family.
Dang, that's a good question.
You ain't gotta get too personal with it. Like, you ain't gotta say my uncle is a so and so.
Nah,
My brother does X, Y. Nah, you ain't gotta do all that.
I would say some of my family, man, they'll rather hold a grudge than fix the issue.
Okay.
You know,
My-
conversation to fix it, but
Right.
you know, they'll rather be mad.
Okay. Also, being mad is easier than actually fixing the problem.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay. Do you think I'm gonna give mine, but do you think them being mad is an excuse for them not to come around? Because
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Okay, cool. The wackest thing that my family do is we not a family.
What does that mean?
Like,
What does that mean?
since
That's
I was
new
a
for me.
kid, like my dad would tell you this. Since I was a kid, I always said we not a family. We just a bunch of niggas that know each other.
Okay.
I feel like it be your own people. I ain't saying I'm going through anything or you going through anything. I'm just speaking in general as family.
Yeah,
Like you got your experience, I got mine, and we talk to people that got their experience.
For sure.
And family is some of the worst people ever.
Yeah. Why do you think that though?
Because they're family. And they expect, you know, since they family, they can get away with it because they're family.
That's what I was gonna say.
But they can't though, because they're family.
They want to get away with it, and you still supposed to love them all the same.
Right. You can love them, but I ain't got to deal with you.
That's true.
Ever.
Very true.
Ever.
Yeah. So you saying you could never lose love for your family at all?
I would try not to. That if I lose love for you, you done something that I can't like ever forgive. Ever. Like, I'm talking about like prison talk, mate. You know what I'm saying? May come into play.
Okay. All right.
But I think, like, I'm just using my family. The only time my family really comes together is when somebody die.
I think that's most families, though.
But that's whack, though.
It is. I think most families do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when most of your family is in the same state.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the only time y'all get together is when somebody die?
It is whack.
Like, you remember the movie Soul Food?
Yes.
They had Sunday dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have Sunday dinner?
No. We used to.
We don't have Sunday dinner.
Yeah, we used to. And it seemed like at some point there was always like a great-great-grandma or great-grandma or something like that who used to make sure that stuff used to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they passed, the tradition just died. Because that's what happened to us.
So you're saying when certain family members die, tradition dies with them?
Yeah, in most cases, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got this picture in my house. It was when my mom and dad got married, right?
All right.
And in the front, it was some family members. In the back, family members. Like it was like a row of family members, right? The front row is gone in my family. Like they're like they passed away.
Mm-hmm.
The second row, the first row is gone. The second row is my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
They're old too. Well, they're older now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in the back, it's me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like as time go by, I'm looking at this picture and the people in this picture is leaving by the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it just makes you look at life, man.
But we see that picture a little different though.
Mm-hmm.
So we envision that row leaving, and as time go on, the next row
Right.
leaves, and then eventually in our minds the picture is blank, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's never blank. It's when that first row leaves, the picture moves down.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. The picture moves down, and then when they get old and gone, it goes down. You know, it should always be filled, and then the person in that bottom row should be passing on the same thing that they got from the row before.
Right.
But that's not what happens.
And I think it's because the world that we live in. Like it would be impossible for me to have a Sunday dinner all the time because of work schedules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see how it could be difficult. Yeah.
So back in the day, you know, didn't nobody work like that hard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as the world, you know, technology advancing and all that stuff, people work all the time.
That's true.
So a Sunday dinner really isn't. So I guess the only time people do get together is when people die. Is the only time that you're free. Or is it the only time that you try to be free?
That's what I was gonna say. Because even if you had to work, you're gonna take off for that funeral.
Right. But you're not gonna take off every Sunday for Sunday dinner.
No, not every Sunday. No.
Okay.
But even 1, 2, or 3 times a year would still suffice. At least people still, you know what I'm saying, trying to get together. But yeah, I mean, it do change over time though.
Okay. Let me ask you this. We've had conversations about, you know, family and life and all that stuff. Are you happy with the position you are, the position you have in your family?
Am I happy with it?
Yeah. Let me tell you a bit. Do you know the position you have in your family? Like, do you know what role you play?
Yeah, and what's expected of me? Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I mean,
no, you know what? I can't ask you that. I'm not gonna ask you that. Did you ask for that role?
No.
Okay.
Nobody asked for it.
Okay.
It just happens.
So you said nobody asked for responsibilities in the family?
No.
Like, I disagree.
Responsibility gets placed on you.
I disagree.
You think so? Oh, you don't think it gets placed on you?
I mean, it do, but in my situation, certain responsibilities I took.
Mm-hmm.
Did nobody place them on me? I took them.
Right. Why'd you take them?
Because I could.
Because your genetic makeup was to take responsibility. Because responsibility was placed on you. It taught you.
Huh?
It taught you to be responsible, so it gets placed on you. And in turn, when stuff come up, it's like, I'll handle that. I'll take that on.
That because I don't trust nobody else to do it.
Why don't you trust nobody else to do it?
See, this is gonna sound supremely full of it, but because they not me.
They not responsible as you.
If that's whatever words you want to add to it.
I'm just trying to bring this around
it's
for a
because
circle.
they not me.
Yeah, because you're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're responsible.
Like, all right, holiday dinners.
Yeah.
When I started making enough money, I said, you know what? This me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said anything about me doing it or asking me to do it. I just did it.
Yeah. Are you happy in that role?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause
all I'm saying is people that are not responsible wouldn't do the things that you take on because it's too much responsibility.
True.
So it's in your nature to be responsible because responsibility was placed on you before.
So basically what you're saying is what was the phrase? I'm I'm something for punishment.
A glutton for punishment?
Yeah, that.
No, not necessarily. No.
That's a weird way to look at that.
Nah. What I'm saying is, have you ever been in a situation where it was like, I'll ask him to do it, and then in your mind, you're like, well, why didn't you ask such and such?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they know they can ask you is because responsibility's been placed on you before and you performed. Well, they're not going to put the responsibility on the person that won't perform.
But the problem with that sometimes is you won't know a person will perform if you never ask them to perform.
I hear what you're saying. Why do I need to figure it out if I know you can do it? That's the position that the responsible person is in.
Because if one person, if everybody do something, one person don't have to do everything.
I agree with you.
End the show.
No. I agree with you. But that rarely happens.
True.
And then what they gonna do is give the person that rarely does anything the most goofiest responsibility ever that won't even matter to the whole thing anyway.
You know what that is? Showing up.
Sometimes.
Just show up and we'll be happy.
Like, have you ever been like a family cookout or whatever, and they like, you know, we gonna ask such and such to bring this, such and such to bring this, and then they get to you and be like, we need you to bring this, and what you gotta buy don't even come close to what everybody else has to do.
Yeah.
But then there's gonna be that one person where they're gonna be like, you know what, you just bring green beans.
Nah, just bring some paper towels, baby.
They'll do that too. Bring the paper products. But they gonna get them something to bring that don't nobody want to eat anyway because they know they're not bringing it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it works.
But don't you think that would drive people away from family? Like if they constantly see this other person having no responsibility, but everything falls on you. Especially when the person who has no responsibility came before you. Don't you think that would drive a person away? Like, man, you know what? Y'all just using me.
It can.
Would that person be the bad guy?
You would be the bad guy just if this is something you do all the time, and then one year you just like, I ain't doing it. Get somebody else. You be the bad guy then too.
But then, what if you have the blessing to do it, but you don't want to do it? Like you're blessed enough to do it, but you don't want to.
But it's not about being blessed enough to do it. It should always be if you want to or not.
Okay.
Now, in some cases, there are some things that people are like counting on you for. But have you ever noticed this too with the person that's the most responsible? Half the time, you don't even get asked; you get told. But then they ask everybody else.
Oh, that just hit my spirit. Yeah.
That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Dyer, next week, blah 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 blah. You don't get asked. All right.
Yep. No matter what you doing.
Yeah. But everybody else get asked. The most responsible person rarely gets to say no.
But you ever know that the most responsible person, the person who always has the responsibility in the family is always the most angry person in the family?
I can see that sometimes.
And then people wonder why they're angry.
You know what's crazy is, in my opinion and what I see, they do be angry. But I think the most angry person be the one that don't do much of nothing, because when things don't go the way that they envision it to go, they be upset and ain't contributed anything to the situation.
True. Okay. I can see that too. I think, I can see that. I think if...
I remember having a function, and having something where I probably forked out $150 or something like that on the meat.
Mm-hmm. The meat.
You got the meat done and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You spent $150 on the meat.
Yeah, done up on the meat. On the meat. And
on the meat, okay. 150 on the meat.
Imagine if the meat didn't show up.
If the meat.
Imagine
if what?
If the meat didn't show up.
Okay.
Imagine if it didn't come, bro.
Uh-huh.
And you got a spread of all sides.
Mm-hmm, but no meat.
With no meat, though. Imagine if it didn't show up.
Right.
They would be so upset.
Who the
right?
person who
for all the people that brought the sides.
Okay, everybody. Okay.
Now, have you ever in my situation with me bringing the meat, right? Why is this?
So that's why we call the podcast Pretty Full. Oh God. Man, you to bring the meat. Okay. So I'm listening.
Now, one of the people brought a side that didn't nobody want anyway.
All right.
They was upset about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why we got that? Why is that there? Why is this blah blah? Why do we have to come over here? Why everything they could complain about everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought corn.
Wait. What kind of corn? Is it the crunchy corn or the creamy corn?
Canned corn.
All right. Did it have peppers in it?
Corn.
Oh, I'm trying to help him out. All right.
You brought corn.
Mm-hmm.
But you wanted everything else to be to your liking and done the way you wanted it done.
But was corn their responsibility, though?
They were told to bring corn because they wasn't bringing anything else but corn.
Oh, okay. Your face just says disappointment all over it. I get it.
Don't touch my meat if you got a problem.
Don't touch your what? Don't touch your what?
Don't touch that meat, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me that's funny. Let me add this to it. Is it wrong to be closer to your friends than your family?
I think it could be easy to be closer to your friends than your family.
But is it wrong though?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why is it easy?
No.
Why is it easier?
Family could be a little more critical, a little more harsh, a little more judgmental than a friend would be.
Well, all right. Back in December, I lost hope I don't cry. I called him my brother, but we're not like blood related or anything. But we grew like we went to high school together, and we was friends ever since.
Yeah.
And like when I went to his funeral, the pastor said something like, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the full term. You know, it's hard to listen when you crying your eyes out. Like that's the hard thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he said something like, what do you say? Your family is the people, like, okay, you can't choose the family that you're born into. But your real family is the people that you die with.
Yeah.
And I was with some friends when we went to the funeral. And I look at them as literally my brother and sister.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes I feel like it's wrong that I'm closer to them than I am my brother or sister.
But there again, that statement he made is you can't choose who your family is, but you do choose your friends.
That's true. But in my situation, I'm gonna ask you, Should I feel guilty about that?
Okay, I would say if you do, then it's up to you to change that.
True. But it's a 4-way street though.
Exactly. Yeah. So you and your friends choose to stay connected.
Right.
That same choice has to be made even with the family.
That's true.
And some family don't even see you the same way a friend would. Like you, let's use brothers for example. You and your blood brother could be close or whatever, but not as close as your friend brother.
Right.
Because your friend brother may view you on the same level as him and equal, whereas your brother may see you as less than.
Right.
Especially if you got an older one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think all those scenarios might play a part in the relationship.
Okay.
I think in families, man, like it'd be a little more jealousy in family dynamics than it be in friendship dynamics.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I look at everybody as competition, family, friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of weird for me to talk about.
Well, friendly competition. I'm talking about jealousy in the sense of, man, he think he better than everybody because he got a compound. That type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's jealousy.
You know what? I don't think you should be jealous of your family and friends.
You shouldn't, but that's what happens, though.
I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't, though.
Uh-huh.
The more that they have, the less they need you. So if they do want you around, or need you around, it's because of you, not of what you can do for them.
I can see that.
Yeah, bro, I love when my friends say, "Yo, I got a raise, I got a car, I bought a house, I did X, Y, Z." Because now you don't need me for anything.
Yeah.
So I know when I see your number pop up, it's a hey, how you doing? What's good? How your mama? Everything cool? All right, then. I holler at you.
Mm-hmm. Or it's a 20-minute conversation with nothing.
I mean, that too. But I know I'm not going to say, hey, man, can you cash at me?
Yeah.
So-and-so. I fell on hard times, you know what I'm saying? But then I see you, you know what I'm saying, the next week or two at a sports bar or something, you know what I'm saying, drinking Hennessy.
Where my money at?
Bruh, you know how many times I've said,
Where my money?
Like, you know you owe me money.
Yep. Now, let me ask you something about that.
Okay.
If somebody owe you money, right?
Right. A lot of people owe me money.
Do you press them for it, or do you just be like, it's cool, I ain't never going to bring it up? But then when they ask you for money again, do you give it to them, or you just be like, nah?
I don't ask for it. Because, to be honest, I don't expect nobody to pay me back.
I don't ask for it either.
But if I see you out, I'm going to look at you.
I ain't even going to do that.
Nah, I ain't going to say nothing. Like, you're not even going to know why I'm looking at you. But I'm just going to know never again.
Yeah. That's what I do, man. Like, that's cool. You can have it.
Yeah.
But you can't ask me for it again.
You can ask me all you want, but I'm going to tell you no.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why, though.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why I can't do it.
And then I don't want to hear, well, why didn't you say anything? Nope. Why do I have to remind you of money that you owe me?
You don't know why?
Why?
Because you're the responsible one.
Man, nah, bro.
You the one got to be the secretary, too.
But that's common sense.
Yeah. Since you brought that up, let's talk about a little bit about my profession as a barber.
Let's talk about it.
Just a little bit.
I'm here.
I schedule appointments. Why is it that when you miss your appointment, you tell me, why didn't I remind you? So I got to be your barber, your scheduler, and your secretary.
See, at certain points, you got to be grown about your ish.
But I guess I got to be the responsible one and let you know.
It's a business. I guess, okay, you know how doctor's offices call them and remind you, I guess that's what they expect you to do. But you should raise your prices then.
Yeah, if I'm going to be your secretary.
If I got to remind you, that's an extra $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel it.
Netflix gone up anyway, so yeah.
right. But that's like I said, bro, they want you to remind them that they owed you money and they try to put it off on you, which is real narcissistic, by the way. Because they're going to make it your fault that they didn't pay you back because you didn't remind them. So it's your fault I didn't pay you back.
Bruh, I had the money. Why didn't you?
Yeah.
Why do it, bruh?
Yeah.
You have a car note, don't you? Do your bank call to remind you that your bill is due? See that? And I think family is the only people that do that.
For the most part, I would say so.
Like, and then they'll say, and then they'll go to one of the elders, like, bro, all he had to do was call me.
Right.
He mad for no reason. No, I'm mad for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is you trifling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't believe that that's narcissistic behavior, bro.
Do you think family use the fact that they're family to do stupid stuff?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, would you let your friends get away with some of the stuff that you let the family members get away with?
No.
Why is that?
Well, the thing is, because them friends can go away. You know what I'm saying?
Family can too, though.
They can. But in some cases, it depends on how close they are to you. It depends sometimes.
Okay.
For an example, I love my grandmother. Love her to death.
Okay.
Her birthday just passed not too long ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's doing well.
Happy belated.
Yeah, doing well, man.
Gang.
Greatest woman in the world, you know.
Gang.
Say if I had a falling out with a uncle or a cousin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Say they live with her. I'm stuck dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love her. So in some cases, you deal with certain family members because of somebody else.
I don't have that problem. If I don't want to deal with somebody, I don't care who. My mom could be like, you need to know.
I'm not saying they saying you need to do anything to fix it, but if she said, both of y'all gonna be here, act like you got some sense, and let's have a good time, let it go. Do that for me, please.
Oh, you stay over there, I stay over here. We gonna be cordial, but I still don't like you.
But okay, say it went so far as to like, when I see you, it's on site.
Then I'm just gonna call Gramps. I'm not coming.
But if Grandma was like, but you gonna do this for me, you gonna show up, and we gonna get through this day, and you're not gonna touch him, and then we move on. This is Big Mama telling you to do something for her. Do you do it? See, sometimes you don't strangle a family member because of somebody else, bro.
No.
So you just wouldn't go?
No.
You gonna let Big Mama down?
38-year-old Dyer?
You gonna let Big Mama down? Yeah, 38-year-old Dyer. You gonna let Big Mama down?
Yep.
See, I can't let mine down.
And you know what I'm gonna do after that?
What?
Buy her whatever she want.
Nah, that ain't what she wanted.
But
she wanted to see all her grandkids and great grandkids all in the same room.
See,
and you were the only one not there.
No, when my grandmother was alive, she would tell you, all he want is to be left alone.
I hear that.
My grandmother knew me.
I hear that. But I'm saying if she just asked you, like, I want all y'all in one room, I want to take a picture, I want to see all y'all together at the same time.
After
so
the picture,
you would be the only one.
After she get what she want, it's
on site.
Yeah.
She you ain't about to fight in amongst of the.
She got what she wanted.
And now you got to get what you want.
I'm gonna be like, Gramps, I love you so much. I love you.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Yeah, baby, I got everything. All y'all here? Cool. I told you it was on site.
Yeah. Man, my grandma, man, I can't do it, bro. I gotta do everything she tells me, bro.
My grandmother knew me.
My grandmother hate my beard.
Yeah, mine did too.
She hates it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather had one, and honestly, my grandfather and me are the only ones in the family that got them.
Okay.
Now he passed when I was 18, but she hated his, and every time I see her, most of the time, she get to talking about my beard, bro. Guess what I do?
What?
Leave. Give her a hug and a kiss, and I'm gone. Cause I'm afraid she's gonna ask me to cut it off.
Are you gonna cut it off?
I think I would if she asked me, so I leave.
Oh, cake boy.
I leave, bro.
See what I'm saying?
Bro, big mama, man, I can't do it, bro. So I leave.
All right, bro.
Gotta go.
You know what, man? We could go on, but I think you know, it's getting a little too personal.
Yeah, sentimental show, man.
I just think family should be. You shouldn't be closer to nobody than your family. That's just my opinion. But somehow we all just turn to niggas that know each other.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave you with this saying right here, though.
Okay.
Family is tricky. You just gotta try not to get tricked.
I'm gonna leave you with this. It's a lot of tricks.
I was about to hit the button. I ain't gonna do it. Go ahead.
Okay. It's a lot of tricks in your family. That's it. We all got some tricks in our family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do. We sure do.
Oh, wait. We all got tricks. Now you can play it. We all got tricks in our family.
Yeah.
Just make sure you ain't one of them.
Ooh, that's for sure.
It's a Pretty Fluid podcast, man.
That's Dyer and I'm 9.
We out. We love our family, though.
What you
know what I'm saying? Our family is good.
For sure.
As long as they stay on my way.
And if your family trash, make your own and change the game.
But make them with people that you like. Don't just go out here making them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Don't just make goofy kids.
Yeah. You got preference.